Okay, so I got this in a monthly box. I think it was a sketch box. I have it on my channel somewhere, so I'll link it in the iCard, you know, if you want to check it out. What interests me about this pen in particular, it's a water-based pen, is that this pen is specifically called, let's see, can we zoom in? Can we focus? Oh look, watercolor felt tip pen, right? So it's a watercolor felt tip pen, and it is apparently light fast. I was very intrigued by these because I also like to do brush lettering, hand lettering, and I was looking at getting some more eco-line brush pens. I found that they do not claim to be light fast. So I am less interested in these and far more interested in these when I found out that these are light fast. So impulse buy. I purchased the Aqua Pen Graphix Watercolor Felt Tip Pen 24 set from Marabu. However, the other thing that I'm super interested in is liquid watercolor, because I've seen some hand letterists use liquid watercolor to make gradiented hand lettering, which I think is so cool. So, impulse buy number 2, Marabu also makes watercolor ink, which is also light fast. So I was thinking maybe we could have an adventure and see how these things work with hand lettering. I only ever tested this marker one time in the sketch box. I'm pretty sure it was a sketch box that I mentioned before, and it was to color with, it was not to letter with. So I don't know how this works for lettering. So I know the way that some watercolorists, or some hand letterists, I don't know why I keep saying watercolorists, I know that the way that some hand letterists get gradiented letters is that they take the brush end of their brush marker, their water-based brush marker, and dip it in liquid watercolor. I've seen people use Ecoline brush markers and liquid watercolors that way. But again, not light fast. Really interested to see if these supposedly light fast watercolor pens and inks will do the same thing or not. My other fear is that if I dip a tip into the watercolor ink, that it will stain and will distort the color of the actual ink forever. So this color that I got in the sketch box also happens to exist in this 24 set. So this marker is about to become my guinea pig. Let's go try it out. I have here some Copic blending card. It's very smooth paper. I usually only use it for alcohol markers, but we're experimenting today. All right, now I'm just gonna letter with the brush to see, you know, how it goes. Just a standard hello. Oh, and by the way, this marker is, what color is this? Color 297. It doesn't actually say the color name. Interesting. Anyway, so this is our hello. Now, let's see. I'm afraid to stain this tip, so I'm going to use the green to start off with, just to see. Does it say to shake? Yes, shake vigorously before use. Okay. Just to see if I can get a gradient at all, and then I'll see if the tip cleans off, and then maybe we'll try a more radical color. I'm just nervous that this tip's gonna stay. I really hate stained tips on markers. I hate ruining art supplies. Just gonna dip. Okay. The first part of it did look green. The brush seems to have gone back to normal. Okay. I don't really see a color variation here after I wrote out the green. I'm not even sure you'll be able to see. It's a very, very subtle color difference. I'm not even sure it'll be visible on camera. The H is very slightly more yellow of a green. Let's see. The H is very slightly more yellow of a green than the rest of the word. Okay, so that was maybe too subtle of a change. Let's try blue. That seemed to work out fine. And you can definitely see the blue in the beginning. I like that. I like that gradient. I really, really enjoy that. All right, so let's try, let's see if yellow will do it. Because it's so much, it's a light, such a light color. I don't know if it will even work. I guess let's find out. How it looks like I contaminated this yellow. Because, you see that dot right there? That's where I dipped the marker. So I'm sure it won't really change the color of this whole pot. Next time I shake it, it will mix up. And I can't imagine that small amount of green will do much damage. However, that's something to note. Do not dip these in lighter colors. Which begs the next question. What if I dipped it in a complementary color? Like magenta. Is that going to ruin the magenta? So, again, shake it up. Oh, yep, see? Got that dot of color in there. Alright, now. The color tip doesn't seem to be staining, but that color is getting in there. I think, moral of the story, if you want to dip, to blend, only dip a lighter color marker. It doesn't seem to stain the tip, so that's good. So, answer is you can get a gradient, but from what I've seen with the other colors is that dipping your brush directly into the watercolor ink looks like it can, even in the cyan, I'm betting, even though it didn't look like there was any sort of contamination, I bet there was a tiny bit. Which probably is negligible at first, but in the long run might be a problem. Now, here's the bravery test, as Bob Ross would say. I'm going to use black with the knowledge that there is a very real possibility that this may really stain the tip. So far, none of these have stained the tip, but this one really might stain the tip because it's black. And then there will be no going back. So. Okay. That one made me nervous. That's why I wrote uh-oh. Because the black lasts much longer than the other colors, it seems like. It definitely stayed dark for longer. The vermilion lasted a while, but like the magenta wore off in 2, maybe 3 letters. Vermilion hung on for most of the time, but that black held on for quite a long time. So it seems to be back to writing a normal color now. It's hard to tell if that's a shadow or if that's staining, but it's not to a very, very starkly noticeable degree. Okay. So that was my first set of questioning. Whether you could dip these markers in the watercolor ink, and if you did dip them, would it stain the tip? It seems like the answer is no, but it also seems like it's not necessarily a good idea to dip them directly into the pot of aqua ink. So with that out of the way, we can get into this. So as you can see, here is the whole tray of markers, and this is the one I got from the sketch box, which you can see is a duplicate for, actually, maybe it's not. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a dupe for this color. It must be it's a duplicate of this color. So anyway, this is my spare. Now for these, I guess I can do swatches, but what I'm really interested in is to see how well they do a artificial gradient, if you will. Because one of the other things I like to do is, let's see, we'll take, if you've seen my marker reviews, you know I love me some red, orange, yellow gradients. Now, if we open all of these, and I write oh, now see, when I press down to letter with this brush, the tip went in. Look at that. Huh. Interesting. The other, this Marabu, the spare that I got, that I originally got in the sketch box, didn't do that. That's concerning. But anyway. Okay, well, I can see that you can get a pretty decent gradient. Probably would be better if I used a water brush. Actually, I think I have one. Let me try that next. I'm gonna go with the water brush, makes it blotchy and transfers pretty badly. All right, so another way to do it would be to make a reservoir of ink and do the gradient that way. It's very, it's very faint, it's very watercolory. It's not, which I mean is the style you expect when you use a water brush, but it's very faint. It's not, these don't seem to be very pigmented when you add water. They're perfectly pigmented by themselves. So far I'm kind of underwhelmed by these, I'm sorry to say. All right, so let's try, actually let's just go through and do some swatches before I ruin any more of these tips. I'm really kind of bummed about that yellow. Okay, here's my swatch sheet. Interestingly, while I was writing, I found that some of these markers are quite firm and nice to use for lettering, and some of them are so soft that their tips push back into the marker. Again, interestingly. So, of all of these 24 markers, I've starred the ones whose tips pressed in when I wrote with them, and I put a dash next to the ones whose tips were firmer and easier to write with. So it seemed like the hot colors, the reds, except for the light pink, but the reds, also, just so we're clear, these names / words that I've written down, they're not the actual official names of the colors. The colors only seem to have numbers, at least as far as I could find. On the packaging, there are no names, like word names. So I just made up whatever name I thought was closest to the marker I was using. Anyway, the pink tones minus ballet and canary, the pink to yellow tones seem to be the firmest. Ballet and canary were very soft, their tips pushed in. And then I also noticed that the gray, spring green, and cyan also had their tips push in, and the black was also quite firm. So it sort of seems like a toss-up. I'm not sure if these certain colors are manufactured differently, or if it's a case-by-case basis. Maybe if you bought your own box, you would have problems with different ones than I did, or would have better results with the ones that I had trouble with. I'm not really sure. What I can say is, like I say, I'm a bit underwhelmed rather with these markers and the aqua inks. I really wanted to like them more, mostly because I already spent so much money on them, but well, you live and you learn. But yeah, I'm baffled as to why the tips push in. Again, the Marabu Aqua Pen Graphix that I got in that box was this color, and its tip didn't do that, even though I wrote with it just fine. So I don't know what the problem is. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with this marker in the set. As you can see, there's no mark next to it, so I didn't really have an opinion either way on, wow, this is a great pen, or wow, this pen really sucks. It was a pretty nice neutral green to start me off with, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this little review. I'm not sure what the discrepancy between the brush tips is. I would love to know. Let me know if you have this set of markers or this kind of marker, and if you've had that problem. This tip problem, because yeah, look at that. It just pushes right in. I wonder if I could pull it back out. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's try that before I go. Actually, oh, it's a good way to damage the nib though. Alright, okay. Let's see. They push back in eventually. But you can pull it back out. Alright, that's good to know. If you give it a firm squeeze. I wonder if the nibs are replaceable. Maybe that's why they're so loose. Oop. It does seem to dry them a little bit. They're less, see how juicy it was here? And then I pulled the nib out a little bit here. And it seems less juicy. But it seems to juice right back up, actually. Even this aqua from the set pushed in a little bit. whereas my aqua from the sketchbox, the aqua color from the sketchbox did not. So this is but it also seems a little more firm. I don't know. It seems a little more firm if you pull it out, because now it's not really sinking in. It is a little tiny bit, but not like it was. It's not just like slipping back in. Maybe it's just that the brush tip isn't pulled out far enough? I'm not sure. But it is interesting. Anyway, I'm sure I've rambled on enough for you, so I'll show you a little bit of hand lettering. And in the meantime, if you like these hand lettering videos and watercolor marker reviews, well, review singular, I didn't really plan on doing more of these. Let me know. Like the video, maybe subscribe if you'd like to see more done with this stuff. I guess I could maybe paint something with these watercolor inks now that I have watercolor inks. I have liquid watercolor. Never had liquid watercolor before. I got it for the sole purpose of brush lettering, but I mean, I guess I could if you wanted to see it. But yeah, I guess until next time, I will talk to all of you soon. Bye!
It's too late now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. Sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. You call my bluff, I won't pick up, I let it ring. Record your voice so I can listen back again. Sorry, I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. So do you wanna take me back? All of our broken plans, so we can start again. Won't turn down a second chance, I'm too selfish for that. I let you fall again, now that you know that. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel the now to turn around and back again. I made my bed and now I lay my head in it. And I'm sorry I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. You call my bluff, I won't pick up, I let it ring. Record your voice so I can listen back again. Sorry, I'm not perfect, but I knew that I wouldn't be. I guess it's for the best, you know the worst in me. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. And I feel misunderstood, cause I'm trying hard to love. I'm sorry, my actions, they haunt me, and I'll never live it down. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was. So do you wanna take me back? All of our broken plans, so we can start again. Won't turn down a second chance, I'm too selfish for that. I let you fall again, now that you know that. I'm no good at being good, but I never said I was.